In today's video, we're going to use an app called PlantSnap. We're going to try it out for identifying what plants are in this pasture here, because we want to make sure we don't poison our goats before they get here. Or well, we want to make sure before they get here that we're not going to poison them. How about that? It'd be really bad if we poisoned them before they got here. That would be truly magnificent. Anyway, woo! It is a hot one today. This pasture has become overgrown. And instead of coming in here on a hot day with a weed whacker and getting pricked by prickers, bitten by bugs, and mowing this down with a machine, we figured we'll let our new goats, who will be arriving later in the week to the farm, in here and let them enjoy eating weeds. It's something they love to do. But goats will, contrary to some people's belief, eat poisonous plants and kill themselves on them, even if they have plenty of other plants to enjoy. I have seen on some very popular homesteading vlogs, blogs, people say that goats won't do this. If goats have enough forage, they say they will not eat poisonous plants. They are able to detect that it's bad for them. Dead flat, 100% wrong. I say that because I believed that advice at one time. I allowed goats to free range with plenty of forage. They had an entire 10 acres to choose from, and they sprinted to the poisonous rhododendron plants and gorged themselves and killed themselves. That was my fault. I should have known better. I should have known it was a poisonous plant, and I should have avoided it. You can see that whole story. It's very sad. You can watch it all happen in this video where we talk about what happened and follow along as we try to save our goat. Spoiler alert, we didn't. That was a younger, newer version of us as homesteaders. We now have been around the homesteading block a few times, and we know, yes, animals will poison themselves on plants. You need to be sure to make sure their pastures are clear of poisonous plants. So today we're going to use this app. The app is called PlantSnap, and I've never used it before, but today we're going to give it a shot and see how well it works, because I want to see if it identifies plants that I don't know. Then we will look up online later and see if those plants are in fact poisonous to goats or not. That way, before the goats arrive, we'll know everything is either good or bad, and we'll take care of removing the poisonous plants ourselves. So let's go try it out. You can barely see it, but right back there, there's the root cellar. And you can see it's very overgrown, so we're gonna get the goats in here. Let's see how well this thing works. How to use PlantSnap. Take properly framed photos, multiple leaves in frame, pictures that are too close or have multiple species, don't go far away, make sure it's in focus. I'm not telling you to go out and buy this app right now, but I want to see how it works, and I figured it'd be fun in today's video just to try it out together, see if it's easy to use, see if a first-time user is bumbling through and if it's not working, if it's driving me crazy. So consider this my first look / review at PlantSnap. Does it work? Is it easy? Let's find out. We're going to start with some plants that we know, and just to get an idea of how well PlantSnap works. So let's give it a shot. We're going to try this. Well, that worked pretty great. It identified this as a spruce tree. Well, let's try another plant that we already know. This down here is a weed called plantain. We're going to give this a shot and see if it identifies it correctly. I'm definitely not super confident. Let's see about that one. That is definitely not what it is. Let's try something else.
What does it identify you? Sit. Can it identify a pup?
Apparently it thinks my dog is a black trumpet mushroom. We won't hold that one against it. Let's see, let's try this plantain again. We'll go to one that has some seeds on it. Should be easier to identify that way. Curly Dock, not super confident about that one either. So far this guy looks like it might have been a waste of money. Awesome. All right, well that helped. I just identified that there's blackberry in here. I almost don't want to let the goats eat because We like eating blackberries, and there is a ton of them. There is a ton of blackberries in there, so that's cool. So far this app has done okay. It's a $3 app. You got to use your brain. So far it's okay. I'm gonna keep working with it here and see how well it does on some of these other ones. Maybe you're watching me right now and you're thinking what a lot of people will comment on this channel. Look at this hipster wannabe farmer using an app, doesn't know what plants are, can't even identify a blackberry bush. It's true, I am a wannabe farmer. I have not been doing it my whole life. I am learning every day. And depending on your definition of hipster, I guess I could fit that at some point in my life. But yeah, I'm not really good at identifying plants, which is why I'm trying to get better at it, and I'm using an app because use the technology we have given to us, right? It's a lot easier to keep a little phone in my back pocket, and with this app and Google combined, I can identify what these plants are, and then I'll have them in my brain, so 10 years from now, I'll be one of those like wise old guys who walks around and is like, viburnum, rhododendron, common ninebark, polyethymus. I just made that up. Okay, so now we're inside. I ended that rather abruptly because it might have been a poison sumac tree that I was looking at, and I was like looking at the leaves and looking at the color and reading, and then I was like, leaves are covered in urushiol oil. It's poison ivy, essentially, oil. And okay, we're done. So I'm gonna go take a shower, rinse down, scrub down, and then we'll close this vlog out. PlantSnap app. Should you get it? Well, as a homesteader, I don't think it's going to help you much. From what I was able to see on the PlantSnap app, it's much better at more obvious plants that maybe you have planted, beautiful flowering plants, trees, something that a landscaper would have put in, but those are pretty easy to identify. You can Google them. I really want to find an app or a solution to identifying weeds, native browse, things that are harder to identify. It didn't recognize plantain. It didn't recognize blackberry on the first try. Nowhere near a lot of the things that we were looking at there. So for a homesteader, not a great app. Definitely wasted $3 on that one. But I thought I would try it. If it was helpful, it'd be good to share with you. Unfortunately, it was not. So what am I gonna do to make sure that I don't poison my goats? Well, first off, something anyone should do with livestock is just become familiar with highly poisonous plants. Different plants are bad for different animals, so learn your animal, what's bad for it. Everything out in that pasture is native browse. There's nothing non-native in there except for the spruce trees, which we identified. And then I can identify those with Google and look at them out there in the pasture and make sure there aren't any there. By the end of the week, we should be ready to safely bring those goats onto the farm. So make sure to stay tuned for the goats coming on. If you don't want to miss any of our videos, sign up to the email list. YouTube does not share all our videos with you. However, every Friday, except for recently because we don't have the internet where we're living, and so I have missed a couple Fridays. But once we get the internet back, every Friday I'll be sending out an email with links to all our videos so you don't miss out. And by the way, if I haven't got back to your comment here on the channel below or on social media, that's why, because we don't have the internet. I only get it for about 20 minutes a day when I'm uploading a video, and I just can't get to everybody in 20 minutes a day. Sorry.